It's just a matter of time until he falls down, and down he goes.
I would say, man, it's been a while watching Assassins going up against
Exactly,
Assassins.
I know.
I love this 1v1. I mean, sure, everyone else was around, but let's be real.
Let's be real. Come on.
It was a tango.
It was nice to see. A breath of fresh air. I haven't seen that in a very long time, and I'm very happy about it.
Don't care about the KDA, but Luke has been performing phenomenally.
I agree.
A lot of his ults actually hit the right target. We even saw once he was able to catch Chibi that he was unable to dash out of. Real-time win rate right now, it is for Geek Fam. And I gotta say, it's something that Homeboys has to micromanage so many things. The way he has been engaging, the way that Beloyski, in my personal opinion, counter-engaging. They're just waiting for Homeboys to be out of position, and then he just catches them.
Yeah, yet I have that feeling that Team Homeboys will come back once again. Zorn right now, he must use his wild charge, but just too late to use that wild charge. Beloyski is trying to deal, trying to make some crowd control to prevent Sapat from going back, and Team Homeboys manages to go back even though there was a lot of slowdown. What does it take for Team Homeboys to come back to the game mode?
But before that, so Habibi, let me tell you, there's this thing called the Caster Curse. The moment you say Homeboys could come back, Zorn just ulted into nothing. So
Well,
as commentators,
no. I will not let you drag me into your curse.
just
right?
let's just not talk.
Where does my resolve come from? Being a father, for one.
What I'm trying to say here is that late game is quote-unquote easier for Homeboys to execute.
Oh, so he does agree with me.
I would say in this kind of situation, the key player is definitely Rizal. If Geek Fam gets Rizal, it's basically over for Homeboys.
Yeah.
Oh.
That-
but
yeah,
if
that's
Rizal
true.
made the good setup with Zorn, Team Homeboys will be the one taking it home.
Yep.
Either way, eyes on Rizal.
Yep. Eyes on Rice. Eyes on Luke, actually.
No, look on eyes.
Look on eyes, eyes on Rizal, Rizal on eyes. Better
Eyes
than
look.
great, yeah, dare to be great, or to be better, or what? I don't know.
Oh, look at Zorn taking so much damage.
Oh,
This is the Lilia problem that they have to face, but they did force out.
Oh, nail.
Yeah, on the back lines.
You have to just point out that Grok is weak against that magical damage. Grok right now uses the wild charge, but look at the back lines, finds the best targets possible. GB manages to take that Lord down. He's now dancing with Nail. He's now taking him down. Luke also will go down. It's just a matter of time until Homeboys come back again to this game, recall after recall. Luke, it's again a matter of time. There's no way you can go and survive this. E-Boy is now trying to get Razor by Razor. Oh
Why
my
are they
god.
fighting?
Oh my god.
Why are they fighting?
Zorn. Will he escape? It's impossible. It is
Marky,
impossible. Hey, Team Homeboys lose the Lord. But they win the Lord, but they lose that team fight.
Why are they fighting?
I don't know.
have no idea.
What? You should defend Geek Fam. Oh my god.
Black shoes, really
No,
fast.
Chibi!
Oh my god,
What is
Chibi,
happening?
what is this damage?
Hey, don't question it, okay? You're just an analyst. You don't know anything. Don't question it. They're players.
They're actually players, yeah.
They have the heart of a champion. And what does champions do?
What?
They fight.
They fight.
Okay.
They do other things, but fight is one of them.
That's right. But that was massive for Homeboys. Like I said, they have the easier late game, I would say. The fact that they're fighting, though, that's actually weird to me, especially after winning the Lord. That means that Homeboys will not be able to utilize their Lord.
Yeah.
How many lords have been wasted so far? Three? Three, right?
Ichni, Sun, three.
Three. Sun. Okay. So no one have got any benefit from that lord. So I think at this moment they should just focus on the team fight, right?
Yeah.
Personally, for me, the later the game goes, kills matter more just because of the the respawn timer. It's so long at that point. Even if the opponent gets the lord, who cares? Just kill them.
Okay, so now we can see the real strength of Homeboy's composition, that that was already a good play coming out from GeekFam, the pinch that was still coming out from Nael. But he looked for the Grok first, which was interesting, and then the Grok got away after the immortality.
Personally, for me, I feel like it's just because he was just there. Might as well just kill him, right?
Yeah, that's true. However, what happened was during the red tree duel, what happened was Nael got stunned up. That's why Chibi got the retribution easily. And that's because of the Lord stun and also the wild charge being it wasn't available that time. But the knockup was important. But the wild charge allowed Homeboys to stop Nael for a while and force him to just walk and make the beeline towards the Lord. So what I'm trying to say here is that they forced Nael to be very low in that situation when it comes to HP.
Ladies and gentlemen, we're going into the 25th minute of the game, where at this point the goal lead does not matter. It is all about the positioning around the map, how you're going to set up for these fights, how you're going to set up for the kills. So for Homeboys as well as GeekFam, jungle control, lane control, river control, it's going to be a big point, and Zorn just stole the buff, and you know what? That's worth a recall.
Yeah, that's where they go.
Yeah, I think that the mental games also at some point matter. Look at Beloyski, he might be in the wrong position. He is at the wrong position, but he manages to flicker out of there. Zorn still have his wild... No, he doesn't have his wild shot, but he still have his flicker. He might make a good setup. Just, let's say, few seconds, and everything will clash.
I feel like it's worth it to talk about that Beloyski does not have his flicker as well. So when he's using I'm Offended, it's not going to be dragging the team out that far away.
Oh, Homeboys know where Nael is. And the only bad thing about the Nolan actually is you leave tracks behind when you're dashing.
So you kind of know where he's at.
You kind of know where he's at, you know?
A reverse Natalia. So now, Homeboys as well as GeekFam, this is waiting for a trigger finger. Who wants to engage first? Usually, those that engage first loses, but somebody goes in.
Oh, look, right now he's final slashed away from his teammates, but he manages to find his way back. The Lord is still 22k away from being took from one of these sides. GeekFam still keep on dancing with the Lord, dancing with their odds, and it's so far they do look nice. Look at, wild charge. He manages to give some time for Chibi to take down the Lord. The Lord is down. Look at the Nether Realm in the back line. He manages to get his teammates once back on their feet. Team Homeboys right now are trying to escape, but Marky wouldn't let that happen. The double kill is there, and Marky takes Warlord down. Again, 3 are down from Team GeekFam. Is it a finish? And they use it to its limit. They don't believe in mercy. They haven't showed one. They made Team GeekFam knows pain.
Homeboys takes the first game in this best-of-3 series. And I gotta say, it was a well-drawn-out fight, Wolf.
Yeah, my goodness. You can see what Zorn did going up against the entire Team GeekFam. That was a wonderful jump onto the backlines where he's able to catch both Marky as well as Nael. And it's not just about knocking down, it's like delaying the red tree holder from GeekFam to get into the position. And then it was well coordinated because Luke tried to go for the backlines, and it was an exchange of initiatives, but at the same time, still a lot of stuns available in the box that Homeboys was able to create, and because of that, they won that red tree battle, and the L was eventually fished out, and you could see that there's a lot of strength in the late game composition of Homeboys.
I gotta say, big shout-outs for Chibi as well as Ryzel. They performed phenomenally. The fact that Ryzel was able to survive a lot of fights is amazing, but Chibi as well, he has to dive in.
Yep.
And he survived. And again, Ryzel had to go up against Nolan.
Yeah.
And he survived.
Yeah, it's mainly because of the Faramis ultimate as well that was available for the side of Homeboys that we were kind of questioning in the early stages of the game, but eventually in the late game, when used properly, it's looking good. All they had to do was to really just to protect the Ixia.
And with that being said, we got to look at the MVP for this game, and I have 2 votes in. The MVP is going to be Chibi with the joy. And again,
well deserved.
Well deserved. Even though he got caught quite a few times, he was still able to dance away.
Yeah, that's the strength of the joy. Yeah, that's the strength of the joy. Late game is the dance floor, quote unquote, the proverbial dance floor for Chibi as the joy, because you know that you can be a big problem. And actually, it's the 4 deaths that he had was only in the early stages. Come the late game, he's literally untouched. The strength of the Blood Wings as well in this particular game, pretty good, because that means that if you dive the marksman, the Bruno, eventually you will not have any problem at all because you're very tanky. Early game though, it was entirely Geek Fam. We can see that Aboy was very strong, but then again, that's the strength of the lineup of Geek Fam. If they win the early stage, it's far too easy. And Luke was on point. Everybody was just hitting their shots well. But in the end, it's the late game. I would say. Oh, watch out for Baloyski. The way, it wasn't shown, but he was able to protect his teammate. Nael threading the needle, finding the good target. So up until what, 13 minutes into this game, everything that Geek Fam is doing was correct. But Homeboys, they had a dog in them, you know. They had a you know, the defense. I never say die attitude, you know.
Yeah, but either way, thank you very much to Grab Unlimited for this highlight, because we're spoiled for choice. A lot of things happen in this game.
It was a turning point, I think.
And actually, one of the things that happened was Zorn falling down so many times at the early game that he was almost like a minion in terms of like getting a kill off on.
Yep. This was the weird fight where they still went in for the fight.
You know what's funny about that?
What?
There was an interview before about Sasa's opinion about Zorn, and he did say that Zorn is a minion.
Zorn is a minion.
What?
Yeah.
Oh. Look at that. A Warlord with that flicker play to kill Valoy. That was actually the MVP move. And even after dying, it's okay because he has the passive anyways. And Luke was so far from his teammates. And it's not because of his positioning, but the fact that the Lord Pit was there. There was a big wall that after his initiation, he cannot come back because that's the weakness of the Terizda. When you go in, you're full committal. You don't necessarily have the dash to get out, and he wasn't able to reconnect with his teammates just because of that Lord Pit wall.
I don't know if this is the longest game so far in the takes one mistake, and that mistake has been done by Team Geek when they lost 3 of their members and they relied on that defense on, let's say, they do have the damage Marky and Nail, but you had, I think it was 4 against 2, so it was an unfair match. Team Homeboys used one mistake to take the game back.
I mean, this becomes the question, right? Was it a mistake or was it an outplay? Because we always look at this situation because some teams, yes, they do make a mistake by overextending. If the opponents are the one forcing out those mistakes, isn't that technically an outplay?
Yeah, that's technically an outplay. Yeah, I would say like maybe 60% outplay, 40% was the especially the formation of the team Chibi to get it, because they didn't like pave a runway for Niall to actually get in there and win the fight. And also Luke was doing his job, going to the backlines. But then again, right? So the box of influence of Geek Fam is pretty small because of their assassin-based lineup. And once you go out of that box, there's no one to help you out. So even follow up. So all Luke is doing is just attracting the attention of one hero.
So he's just saying, look at me.
Literally, just look at me. the mistake part of it. They know, homeboys at least, know that they have a very comfortable late game. No matter what happens, when 23 minutes when you're at 23 minutes, everything is equal. There's no concept more. It's about, for example, and during that time, at 23 minutes, the event horizon for homeboys, they're very comfortable. All they have to do, make sure that Rizal pops the ultimate, get the Fire Mist ultimate up, smash people.
But is it safe right now to say that Warlord, with his ultimates, was absent this game?
I would say it could have been better. There were times that it was definitely impactful, making sure that Rizal survived.
Okay.
So there were moments that the Netherrealm helped tremendously. I gotta say as well, Nell in this game only did 69.9% damage. It could have been a little bit more. Could have been a little bit more. A boy performed tremendously, but in this game, if we're gonna talk about the junglers, it does seem like Chibi was able to get the damage out easier compared to Nile on this Nolan.
But because it's mainly AoE damage for Joy, and also, like I said, it's the late game. It's Joy's dance floor with the electrifying beats. He thrives in that situation. That's why he's able to output the damage. And then Nail is, in the latter portions of the game, you're kind of designated on assassin duties. You have to go for the pickups instead of opponents.
This is Zorn. Zorn, the way he plays,
199,000.
Almost 300,000. And when it reflects on his team. His team take that much punishment. So yeah, KDA, looking at how he plays with the recalls and everything like that, it looks like, what are you doing? But when you look at the numbers, this is what he's doing. He's taking all the punishment.
Well, I have a question for you, Wolf. Would you say that there was a better pick than the Grok? I know that his passive, like near the walls, is good and everything with the crowd control from the side of Team Geek Fan, but do you think that we could have seen something better than the Grok this game?
Yeah, maybe a Minotaur, perhaps. Cho, Zorn special as well.
Oh.
But I think they might have been foreseeing that they will eventually pick up something like Ixia, which is a good Bruno counter anyways. So they have to double down on protector kind of heroes.
All right.
So yeah, maybe if not the Minotaur, perhaps Cho or perhaps Cho actually.
I would say Minotaur is pretty good for Zorn, but again, we gotta figure out the reason why they're picking out the heroes, and it really does feel like picking up this Grok, the way that we've seen how they play just now isn't really to make those big plays like a Cho. A Cho, you go in, flicker in, you get a very good pick off. And I feel like the way that he has been using this Grok is just to waste people's time. I mean, look at the game time. It's a very long game, and I kind of feel like that's the idea going into this match. As long as you drag it out just a little bit longer, Chibi will scale up, Rizal will scale up, even Warlord, the Netherrealm, I would say, gets bigger and bigger as the game progresses. So this Grok is to waste time.
But I want to actually say something that's not showing, and it will not show in any statistic. Do you think that there were mind games? And I think that Team Homeboys are specialized in mind games in terms of like irritating the enemy, getting on their nerves.
Yeah,
Did you think it played a part in it?
I think that always plays a part, you know, and it's a dual-edged sword that if you play so much mind games and you kind of
use your mind.
Use your mind a lot. Use your mind games.
Either way, looking at these games, it does feel like Homeboys, one of the things that they have definitely improved compared to all of the other tournaments that they have been in is that they are able to hold the game long enough to find a win condition. This is one of those things that in Malaysia, you just try to get a very big snowball happening, use that to your advantage, immediately get map control, and end the game as swiftly as you can. Being able to hold out the game when it's very apparent during the early as well as the mid stage of the game is not in your favor. You understand what your draft can do and just get to the point where your draft gets good. So I kind of feel like this is a maturity coming in from the Homeboys draft, where now we can dissect again. Looking at the picks, it looks like they were ready for this situation. They were ready to lose early.
Oh.
Yeah, I think especially because they have the wave clear. I think there was a part where we said that it was funny because I know that eventually when we were talking that people might say that I'm biased towards Homeboys because I keep on saying Homeboys, Homeboys, Homeboys from the 30-minute onwards. But that's really what I felt. When the push up top from Geek Fam failed badly for their side and they only got one inhibitor turret, I kind of felt like, okay, this is Homeboy's time because when it comes to the defense, you have the Ixia, very easy defense. You have the Faramis, the more minions there will be, more damage. It means fast wave clear. Then you also have the Grok to kind of control the Lord because of that Guardian's barrier. You make an additional
You can
wall.
reset the Lord.
You can reset the Lord. There's an additional utility to that in the latter portions of the game. And the problem here for Geek Fam is they have a designated hero for the Ixia. They also have a designated hero for the Joy. Once Baloyski's ultimate is off, or once GB is not showing in the map, you can see that there's not much that this Ruby can do. And look on this Terizla, he's hard-pressed to catch this Ixia. So it's just a matter of timing. To be fair, he catches the Ixia many times, but the thing is, you don't have the necessary follow-up to go with it.
Yeah, I actually do agree with that because as we like discussed earlier on, he might have got the Ixia multiple times, but it wasn't the time that his team needed the ultimate, or he needed the, or they needed the penalty zone triggered with the flicker, or even without. But I think that Team Geek Fam at some point could have actually got like used their advantage more than that. I think that they should have been more aggressive than that because they had that lead for a long time, and they had Zorn, let's say, cornered. He cannot do anything with the HP and the defense he has because at some point he was squishy, and you are also playing against a really good burst damage in terms of the magical damage. So I think that Geek Fam could have been done much more better with the lead.
100%. 23 minutes, nothing matters anymore. The early game doesn't matter anymore because everybody's just equalized. Naturally, you're gonna have enough gold to max out. So should Geek Fam have done it better? I think it's about ending the game earlier. It should be. That is their win condition, and that's something that they should have done much better. They should have done a much better job at.
So we gotta look at the future because right now, Geek Fam looking at the draft is actually a very good draft. What is the change that they have to do after this? Because again, it looked like it was their game to win. It's all about the defense, and I would argue Ixia might get stronger when she's losing, just because you're kind of cornering yourself into the full barrage. Right? Like, the more offensive you want to be, the more advantage you give to the Ixia, unless you have something like a Yuzong on your side.
I wouldn't 100% agree to that, but I
mean, it's okay. I don't like you either.
Wait,
you
what?
don't?
Wait.
Yeah, of course not.
Who doesn't like Wolf?
Okay, here's the thing. I will like you
Okay. If?
when Geek Fam loses.
I'm not even from Indonesia.
That's the win condition.
I'm not even from Indonesia.
Shut up. That's the win condition here.
So wait,
I'm a Filipino.
Our friendship depends on this match, Wolf.
So the only way Wolf can, like, you can like Wolf is something that's out of his hands?
I would say Wolf and me have a very complicated relationship.
It's complicated.
We do look like we're in a relationship because we fight often,
Yeah.
but we love each other.
Yep.
Hey, hey.
Loving. Yeah. Hey. Loving.
Wait,
wow.
what? I heard some. Oh, wait, what?
Love you, dude.
I love you too, dude.
Sana. Oh, wait, that's not the right one.
Aku cinta
Kamu.
Lafel.
Hey,
Kamu.
I learned a word.
Okay, what
For-
word?
Oh, yeah, please God, don't be the wrong word. Mahal kita.
Very
Alright,
good.
Yeah, means,
alright,
okay.
Alright.
Going back into the
Thank
game,
God.
because again,
It means we are expensive, right?
exactly.
In the-
He's not even lying.
it's actually true.
Yeah. Now, looking into the game, because we're okay, so for me as an analyst, when I'm analyzing, today I'm not an analyst, right? You got to look at the draft as well as the gameplay. For Geek and I would say Homeboys, I would say the draft is pretty good because every single hero picked has a reason for it. They just blindly pick it up and then hope for the best, right? It's very analytical for all the heroes picked. Now, in terms of how they're going to play, I don't know if Homeboys will keep this up where they will try to go to the late game and punish Geek Fam, or they will change it up just to surprise Geek Fam.
Well, here comes an interesting question. we have just seen, I think it was a 27 minutes game, and we have seen a lot of things happening on.
Yeah.
What should change for Team Geek Fam to settle things up and make it 1-1 and go to another match point?
All right.
For me, I think Geek Fam needs to be more aggressive. What about you, Wolf?
Wow. Okay, so to answer both of your questions,
Uh-huh.
I don't think that Homeboy should change. I think this is their comfort playstyle going
Alright.
into late game because that's
Sorry, it's the Toda in me. It's like when you win, you have to change.
yeah. I don't think that they should change, and it's proven that late game is their it's their powerhouse. Now to answer your question, Yasu, I don't think it's a draft that was the issue, anyways. Should they play more aggressively? I also don't think so. I mean, if
Because
you're-
at that point, if they played aggressively, they would be punished, no?
yep.
All right.
I think that
But-
they
but
just
they
have
have
to
potential.
fix their formation.
Uh-huh.
That's all that they need to do because it was very lousy in the end.
So you mean like macro skills? That was the thing that they have to work on.
I think their macro is good actually, but I think
Uh-huh.
that their positioning around the Lord,
Yeah.
their formation basically,
Yeah,
their
yeah.
box,
Yeah, I got it.
that's what they need to fix.
Yeah, I definitely see where you're coming from. So now we just have to forget everything that happened in game number 1. We got to go for game number 2. I got to say, Chibi is living to his expectations. And let me just say, him as a player, representing Malaysia, there's a lot of pressure on his shoulders. Because ever since he's a rookie in MPL Malaysia Season 7, he has secured the most turtle, the most lord every single season. So that's Season 7. And now it's
Yeah.
Season 12. For 5 seasons straight, talking about consistency, his name is always on the board. Going up against Nile, I feel like he was able to secure a lot of it. And this is
Yeah.
what I want to say. The playstyle for Homeboys, the way that they're fighting in the river, it's a team play playing
Yeah.
for Chibi.
Yes, and the reason why I will agree with that is that you see how sacrificial Zorn was.
Yeah. Honestly, even Sapat as well.
Yep, the both of them, and they're juggling between their sacrifices, which is great. And you also have that Fermi, so everybody's just peeling for Chibi. In the latter portions of the game, Geek Fam tunnel visioned into taking care of Rizal, which is the right decision anyways, but the effect that happened was Chibi was untouched in the latter portions of the game.
Yeah, when it comes to late game, you said that this is where Team Homeboys shine.
Yeah.
In terms of the last game. So, going back to the drafting phase right now, I see that Team Geek have focused on the jungling heroes, on the jungle heroes for Chibi. So we might see a Joy, but with doing that, they will just open hellfire upon them. There's a lot of picks
Let me
there.
just say, do you know why Homeboys won before? They banned the Kaja.
Wow.
I want to see if they ban the Kaja again.
Yep.
So
Because
3
it-
bans on Rumor.
I mean, Joy could get punished.
Uh-huh.
Yep.
Whatever hero Zorn uses could get punished.
Yep.
So I do want to see, because Beloy can use the Kaja, and he
Yep.
can use it very well.
Yes, I agree. So I cannot remember what was the other band coming out from Geek Fam. Might have been the. Oh, they first picked the Bruno.
Yeah, they first picked the Bruno.
So will they do it again?
Was it effective enough to be first picked again?
Oh, I think it was very
Yeah, I think
effective.
it was
Yeah,
good.
yeah, Marky was.
Marky was amazing.
Uh-huh.
with it.
Phenomenal.
Yeah,
It really is just because every hero has its weakness.
Yep.
Bruno's weakness, Ixia.
Yes.
Ixia
that's
is
right.
very beautiful.
Uh-huh.
Bruno, as a soccer player, is like, I want that. And then, you know, he got
Yeah.
it.
I was just about to say that. I think it's a Joy, and it is.
Okay, so the
Now
game.
the Kaja can be picked up.
Yep. Nolan, perhaps for Homeboys. Nolan Bruno looks to
Oh,
be
yeah.
a good pickup.
Legit, maybe because of MPLI, I just really respect the Kaja. I understand that Kaja is always on a timer. Like when you don't have your Divine Judgment, when you don't have your Flicker, it feels like you're just zoning people away. You're just trying to lower their defense, their damage and everything like that. But I don't know, man. It's going to be important.
Well, here's the thing I hate
Valentina.
actually about the Valentina with them. But before we go, we dig into the rest of the draft. There's something that I really hate about the suppression heroes, and that when you have a suppression hero, let's say for example you pick the Kaja, okay, and you manage to just take that damage dealer and whatsoever you need. It's just a call for the other team to engage because you know the rest of your team will gather. So it's a possibility that we will have like what do you guys call it, like? If you when you see a situation when all the players are just in the perfect position to jump
The
off
box.
one.
Yeah.
And no matter how old, a boy will...
Brody, very early on, early for Geek Fam. I understand that Terizla I don't understand the Brody so much.
I think they're expecting an assassin pick coming in from
Yeah.
Chibi. Perhaps they're trying to deter him away from it.
Yeah.
They're trying to force him on a utility jungler. And
Yeah.
what I was about to say was that a boy will forever be a boy. I have no idea if that's a fact. I don't think so. But you know what?
Yeah.
You do you.
Counter engage is the word I'm looking for.
So is this the Nolan?
Oh, it's still open.
Yeah.
Ah,
Will you
Nolan
go for
picked
the
up.
Nolan?
Nolan picked up.
Where?
It should be the Nolan,
Yeah.
right? Because it makes a lot of sense.
Yeah, there you go. Nolan picked up. And
Whew.
because I'm assuming because I see it on screen.
Yep, yep.
Right?
Ah,
Yeah, we can see it. I think the Nolan is such a good choice.
Yeah.
But what do you ban now? If you're homeboys, you
Ban out the mid.
yep, you ban mid laners. Lilia comes to mind.
Honestly, even Novaria wouldn't be a bad ban.
Yeah.
Even though Nolan can, like, in theory, get to the Novaria, but at
Yeah.
the same time, it's like, why? You want to focus on the Brody, right?
but would you guys think that banning an Arlet right now or focusing on the XP lane might be the most priority for Team Geek Fam? Like they already
I would say
secured
it's
the
good,
Terizla.
Yeah, I would say it's a good one. Now I'm thinking because Sabat, because now that Chibi has an assassin, he has to go for something tanky. But at the same time, going up against a Terizla, I feel like there is some logic there to go for a counter, something like a Xborg or a Dairoff, just to try to win the lane and then try to pick up the pace of the game.
Yeah.
They banning out the Phobias. I like the ban here, but again, I'm really thinking of Sapat's hero because I feel like that's what Geek Fam is considering as well. Like, whenever they pick up an assassin, it should be a tanky hero for Sapat.
That's right. Oh, the Phobius are gonna be Arlet, obviously.
Yes.
And maybe the Edith could be next, or I don't know, maybe a Khalid actually. Or
Oh,
how do you say it?
hey.
How do you say
Oh, actually, my name, my real name, yeah, it is Khalid.
Khalid?
Khalid.
Yeah. Okay, so that's how we pronounce it.
Yeah,
Can you
Khalid.
try that?
Did you try that, Lafel, to say Khalid?
Khalid.
Yeah, see?
Yeah.
Yeah.
This guy, maybe he's somewhere Arabian. He said it correctly from the first time.
Wow.
I mean, I'm a Muslim,
Wow.
so.
Great.
Oh, he's the translator though, right? You're
Plus,
the best
we do
translator.
have Khalids in Malaysia.
Ah.
It's not super common, but it's common enough name.
Yeah.
All
Are
right.
they usually DJs?
Do you know a fun fact?
Honestly, no.
Wow.
Honestly, no.
Sad.
Do you know actually that Khalid means immortal?
Oh.
Yeah. I mean, I know because he told me, but that was
Yeah.
like the wild card.
I actually also know this, but I'm just acting.
Ah,
you
yeah,
know?
yeah, we are just acting.
I mean, you are an analyst. Analyst. Such a
Thank you.
English is so difficult.
Yeah.
All right, Phobius as well as the Hilda has been banned up. Now for Geek Fam, they already banned out the Arlet.
Yeah.
Quite a few other heroes that they can ban if they want to.
Yeah.
I would say if they want to give respect for Sapat, even the Paquito. I don't think it's a great Paquito game, but it's definitely on the board for Sapat.
But I think that Zorn's like draft pool now is wide open. There's nothing to go at. Like
That's
Zorn
right.
can pick whatever he wants at this moment.
And what does he want? That's the question. Maybe a Grok again, actually.
Oh,
That's a pretty good hero. Or the Cho, obviously.
okay.
That's a Zorn special. Yep.
All right, so now
How about a Franco? Does he play Franco?
he does play Franco, but we do have to admit we haven't seen a lot of Francos lately,
Okay.
and I feel like Franco is one of those heroes
So
that you have to
Minotaur.
use a lot to get used to the hook animation, and now Minotaur has been picked up. So I
Yeah.
feel like the draft coming in from Homeboys, they have a lot of different angles that they can approach a fight.
I think that he's now with one of his comfort picks because I've seen him do a lot of great setups with that Minotaur. So, yeah, homeboys with that Minotaur, justified.
Wonder if Geek Fam are interested taking the Kufra to go with. Also, Lilia would be good for their
Yeah,
composition.
Yeah.
Or they go Novaria for additional damage to go with that. So a hard tank like a protector, like a Kufra, for example, or maybe a Grok even on their side. It alleviates a lot of pressure.
I just don't want to see a Saber roam.
Yeah.
Oh, wait, what?
It's a Beloy thing to do, just nah. As long as I don't
You
see
know-
that, I'm happy.
Every time that somebody brings that up, it gets picked up.
I'm just waiting.
I
I'm
don't
literally
hear.
just waiting.
I don't
See.
hear Saber.
Florin!
Florin?
Aw.
All right.
Okay.
Okay. From MDL to the Worlds, the last time Nell from Onyx Prodigy and Ryza from Alter Ego X and Warlord from RQ Senna fought each other was doing MDL ID Season 6.
Yeah.
Wow.
I think that Khalid makes a lot of sense. Khalid.
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 Or Khalid.
Yeah, let's go in.
Yeah.
Make
You
it Khalid.
told me that if you say Khalid, like everybody just understands.
Yeah,
it
yeah,
anyways,
just go ahead because it's most commonly like to know Khalid.
Yeah. I wonder if that's is that a Sepat hero? Would you think?
For what?
Khalid.
Khalid.
Yes.
Okay, I think that's a
I fight for
perfect.
my dreams.
Okay, what's that?
Huh.
I mean,
Oh, of course,
Ah,
the
it is a
Paquito they
Paquito.
mentioned.
It's almost like I know a
And the
Malaysian team.
persecuted.
Wow. You know what? You should try
So long
joining
as I can
Homeboys.
breathe,
Or
Oh.
Indonesian team.
goes on.
As an analyst, perhaps.
I don't know.
You know what? I think you're fit. Southeast Asian Games coaching.
Or a translator. You can be
That's-
a translator. You
that's
know.
a-
I like how you're setting it up, and then he brought to a
I know.
different.
It was
You know
a
what?
very good setup
It was
already.
a very-
Ah.
Yeah,
Go
it's
back
okay.
to translator.
It's okay. He, you know.
Okay.
We have a lot of history. He's coming in.
Yeah.
We're from the
I
past.
don't know about
He's
that
the
history.
president. But either
Yeah.
way, jumping into this game,
Oh
in
my
case you
God.
didn't catch it, I'm
Yeah.
trying to pull out his analyst roots,
Yeah.
and he wants to pull out my analyst roots.
Yeah.
You have an analyst roots?
Yeah. You probably don't know
Let's
this.
go into the game. You know, it's fine.
It's fine.
It's
We'll
fine.
tell you about the story later on.
All right. All right. Well, let's just see what's going to happen near in the future. We have talked about the past. We have talked about the present. Now we need to see what's going to happen in the future. Team Homeboys go up again into the challenge. Maybe it is a match point for them, or maybe it is the tie for Team Geek Fam. Geek Fam right now, they have to do more than their best. They have to play, for my side, I say a little bit aggressive, but
Yeah.
seems to be like we don't agree on that. So let's see together. Will it be Geek Fam or Homeboys?
I would
Shift-
say in this draft, if they want to go aggressive, they
To protect her, not even the cosmos can stop me.
saw how the motivational roar coming in from Zorn
Yes.
basically made sure that he survived. That's number
Yes.
one. And then when they want to re-engage, he just knocked them up. Going up against a Minotaur, you really have to make sure when you're diving your opponents, you're already considering all the facts. It's like, okay, someone has to sacrifice themselves for someone else to shine.
Yep.
But if you're going in alone, you're not going to shine and you're going to get sacrificed.
This is why I like the Minotaur against Assassins. Because you are literally protecting your team. And you have a motivational roar as well.
Well, Zone might just trigger his open, but he just decides to go back. Everyone falls back for the side of Team Homeboys and Geek Fam as well. And at this point, I don't actually know what does it take for Team Geek Fam to control that game. They are just, I don't know. I think they are missed. Like, they are not in the right mindset right now, Team Geek Fam.
I agree.
Right now, looking at Zorn getting the vision, but Marky is able to find out that Chibi was there. You can definitely see Homeboys trying to bait it out. 1.5k goal lead here. Oh, Rizal taking quite a bit of damage.
He did mark Rizal, but it's just not enough amount of damage. Sipa might can get that kill, but again, I think it's just about the cooldown at this moment.
Yep.
And also, he have been cutting all the waves for Luke.
Dude, this is Sapaquito, man. Like, this is for hero.
Hero.
Oh, the electrifying beats, but Loiski, but Zorn is trying to get the best out of this team fight. Marky might go down. Chibi also might go down. Bill A-Boy is trying to deal a lot of damage, and the damage so far wasn't enough. And we can see here that Warlord and Zorn fall back after taking one kill.
Oh, wants Warlord. The Warlord Black Shoes away.
Very nice spell to copy. I think it's still Homeboys winning that team fight. Fortunately for Geek Fam, they found a good opening onto Rizal. I wonder if he didn't have the Purify back then, or maybe he deemed it too late to pop it. But now he has the Purify. And they are switching lanes.
But this game is actually quite confusing at this moment. I don't know what is like the plan that both teams are trying to apply.
Well, at this point, Homeboys, they want pressure on the Riverside. They want to make sure that they have 51% of the map so that they can have majority vote if they want to go very heavy in their engage or just making sure that Geek Fam is out of farm. So this is a natural way that Homeboys plays. This is how they get the 51% of the map.
That is so wonderful for Sepa. He's able to steal the orange buff and nobody caught him.
Yeah.
Oh my, that's a
Paquito.
He's found right now, but again, as I said, the game is confusing as I have never seen before. I don't know what's actually going on. Geek Fam, they keep on doing a lot. I'm not gonna say mistakes, but they are not doing anything actually that can prevent Homeboys from what they are doing.
I would say they're trying to prevent a mistake from themselves because this is the way that one of the professional teams have been playing. They put up a very scary face by saying that I'm a big threat. If you try to fight, then you're gonna lose a lot. Yeah. So Homeboys is putting up a scary face, and Geek Fam is trying to avoid that.
Yeah. And the overall effect of this is that Geek Fam will have to just wait for a moment where Homeboys is making some problem.
Warlord was a good damage on Baloyski, but Baloyski goes back. The Black Shoes is just there for Warlord to use, but I don't think that he's gonna use it at this moment. Zorn is just doing Zorn things here at the river, and everyone again and again and again in every team fight goes back.
Hey, Kaiba said 51% is all you need. That's all that Homeboys is trying to achieve.
Yep. A win is a win, and what 25 recalls per second? Per second.
Per 0 second.
Per man.
In 0 seconds. The map checks out. The map checks out. It is 25. Is their game seeing the power of Joy?
Yep.
Joy against Nolan. In later stages of the game, the Joy is going to out-damage the Nolan, especially because you have AoE damage.
Yep.
You could hit Marky. You could hit Rizal as well as Chibi. So it's not a perfect game for Homeboys just yet.
I agree. At the same time, though, you cannot put a comparison to the previous game because previous game there was Ixia. This time it's just the Brody, which might not be the best unless Marky plays like a mean Brody. But overall, I think draft-wise, Homeboy still has the better mid and late game.
They are just building up more and more and more to what they have. Team Homeboys so far are taking whatever they want without even trying.
Yep.
This is what I would say most teams are trying to achieve.
Yep.
Get as much as you can by paying as little as you can. And now Zorn and Warlord, they're trying to make sure that Geek Fam stays in their own lane.
Zorn! Rage is on Marky. Just falls down. Zorn continues to annoy the enemy troops, but now they go back. Team Homeboys takes 2-1 in exchange.
Wow. Finding Marky was perfect for Homeboys. Additional pickoff. And then Baloyski not having a great time. 0-1. Went for the fleeting time. That's why he got melted down by the members of Homeboys very easily.
Very ambitious.
Very ambitious indeed.
Do you think that going for he just sold it? I saw Joy having a Guardian helmet. Do you think that at a certain point Joy can use a semi-tanky build?
I don't think so.
I don't think so as well.
Yeah.
I mean, it's an interesting idea, definitely, but I don't know. At this point in the game, you might as well do as much damage as you can, trying to take out Ryzel, because the thing about Bruno is the moment Bruno has a Haas Claw, damage is not enough. Continuous damage has to be the thing, because if it's just burst, he will just heal it back up.
Zone right now finds the right spot. He does find the right spot to land his ultimate down. Luke will also go down. There's nothing that you can do, Beloyski, to prevent the inevitable from happening. Team Homeboys takes 2 kills, and also alongside with that turret, Zorn keep doing Zorn thing. Recall after recall, Geek Fam emotes.
Oh man, another bad fight from Geek Fam. Ill-advised. I think that every time the Minotaur is there, that's like red lights for the Joy.
Oh yeah. Here's the thing, man. Zorn right now is doing Zorn things. Now we can see he's getting a little bit comfortable on the world stage. 9,000 gold lead. If I was him, I would be feeling very comfortable as well. And now Homeboys, they're just securing the Lord because no one can really contest. And this is more of the playstyle that I was looking forward to see when Homeboys is playing, because the name of the game for them is River Control, and they've been able to establish the entire game. And
that's
I don't
annoying.
know, Geek Fam at this point with the options that they have, it is a very tricky question. What are they gonna do?
Defend. Get to minute 23.
Hey, you know what? 30 minutes away. That's not too bad.
Yeah.
It's just 30 minutes.
That's,
have all the time in the world.
the only condition I've seen. Wow, an immortality for the Joy. At this stage of the game.
It looks like he wants to make a sacrificial play. I'm not so sure if that's the right idea.
Maybe, but right now we can see that the land is lava. Look at Team Homeboys are just taking Luke into that bad decision or bad position. Zorn is trying to use his ultimate, and he does land a really good ultimate, but just to take that one inhibitor turret down. Also, a second inhibitor turret is already down for Team Homeboys. Again, minimum amount of casualties, the best use out of it.
Yep. I think that's actually a win. Like typically when you get the first Lord, you just win. You would just win the map, get outer turrets. The fact that they got 2 inhibitors at 11 minutes, I take that as a massive W for the Malaysian team.
Yeah, sacrificing Zorn, I think that's sacrifice all day, every day. Zorn dying for 2 turrets, that's great. That's amazing. And now Chibi looks like he does understand the matchup. It's like, okay, going up against a Joy is not going to be good for me.
Yeah.
So I'm out of here. If my team ain't around, I'm not playing the game.
Yep. Okay. I think that eventually Homeboys will just be able to finish up, especially when the Lord does a dash. That means that they might get the turret dash, I mean.
Oh, nail. What the damage. Look at the goal difference. It's a different game for Team Geek.
Yep. Not even enough.
Yeah, okay, here's the thing. I don't want to say anything because we've seen comebacks of 10,000 gold lead and stuff, so it's possible. It's in the realm, it's in the world that I live in, all right? So Homeboys right now, they can make mistakes, okay? I call it the Malaysian troll. When we're doing so well, we got to make the game more interesting.
Yeah.
It's like a boomerang. We throw the game, and then hopefully we get it back in our side.
Would you believe me when I say that there are unthrowable games?
Do you think this is an unthrowable game?
For Homeboys?
I think so.
Here's the thing. When I say something good, something bad happens. I'm not going to say anything.
So wait, you are trying to use your curse as a blessing for Team Homeboys.
I like that you're learning on the job.
Yeah, I'm catching up.
So, I'm interested because Yasu, you mentioned that you agree. But there are unthrowable games. I think this is an unthrowable game for Homeboys.
Yeah,
I cannot think of a way for them to
lose
this.
all that.
I mean, obviously, if you just literally stand in front of your opponents and just mess up, obviously you will lose it.
Where does my resolve...
Minute mark though.
Well, 13K and 13 minutes. What do you call that?
I call that
Dominating game, maybe?
Yeah.
Okay.
1 minute 1K gold lead per minute, it's pretty high. It's a
Yes.
mountain. That's Everest.
And at this point, I'm pretty high. Right now, Homeboys going up against Geek Fam. Homeboys definitely have the advantage here. Zorn's probably looking for a good setup. The Lord is here. Zorn goes in. No one's there.
Zorn can go in. He still have that flicker. He didn't yet use his flicker. He did now use his flicker. We were happy, but now we are thrilled. Look at Team Homeboys. They are trying to get inside the base, but the defense is just solid. A solid defense. I don't know. How did they do it, Team Geek Fam?
Hey, Wolf, could you text me how much Munton is paying? I'm going to double that for you to not talk.
Why Munton? I mean,
Let me just pay you. Let me just pay you enough so you don't talk.
You probably
You
know
were
how,
talking about unthrowable games?
you probably know how much Munton is paying me because he's also paying you. So come on, man.
I'll double it. Just shut up.
Hey.
Oh. So does
Can we shake on that?
does that make me an analyst?
I mean, you can be whatever you want to be, Habibi. It's all right with me. It's just that whenever you talk about unthrowable game and that happens.
I gotta say that wasn't a throw at all from
Okay,
Homeboys.
okay. Then
Yeah,
what was
okay.
that? Wasting time.
That was just the strength of the Lilia.
All right.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
In full. Yeah.
See, so that's one of the situation. It wasn't a mistake. It was an outplay. Right? A boy
agree.
was just doing
I
his
agree.
job. A boy that will forever be a boy. That's what we call Peter Pan.
Yeah, and that's a fun fact. What's also a fact is that Nail can go down if Zorn wants it to be, but he still leave him to live and see another dawn.
They get to secure the purple buff, which is perfect for Nail. That's about 1 minute and 30 seconds, as he's gonna be very happy, but they are still trailing behind.
Okay, now that they're trailing behind, we do see that they do kind of have the damage to kill members of Homeboy. So I kind of feel like for Geek Fam to win this game, it is really about trying to play mind games against Homeboys. Try to make it look like, oh no, we're in a bad situation, and the Homeboys just overcommits, and then you just eventually get a kill. There were moments where we see Zorn trying to force an engage, and even though he can get 3-man knockups, 4-man knockups, maybe even a 5-man knockup, that's like a signal for Homeboys to go in, but it could legit be a trap being set up by Geek Fam. So I kind of feel like, don't think that this is a game that Geek Fam loses. There is a way for them to win.
Yeah, I agree. But then again, at the same time, you know,
Wolf,
I keep
Wolf,
thinking.
Wolf, talk about Geek Fam. Don't talk about Homeboys.
Okay. Well, Geek Fam, it's almost impossible for them to win. Just kidding. Yeah.
It apparently is not impossible for them to come back in this game because the longer time, or like the longer the game goes, the possibility of Team Geek Fam to come back is real.
I'm just saying, Wolf, don't make me resort to violence, you know?
Yeah, I won't.
We're friends. Let's
We're
keep it that
friends.
way. Let's keep it that way. Yeah.
I'm just gonna say, like, they don't have Baloyski's ultimate, so this should be an easy Lord for Homeboys. What do you want? What
Yeah,
can I
so
say?
do play-by-play.
Okay, right now we can see that Zorn is not doing absolutely anything. And here's
Look at what happens
oh,
when
hey
Yasu
boy,
talks.
hey boy, hey boy. He is just a boy. Let him be, Zorn. He does let him be. Team Homeboys look with the penalties. To escape, he still have a lot of HP and he manages to escape and go. A lot of these team fights just ends without any casualties.
Do you see what happens when Yasu talks?
What?
And you saw what happened when you talk?
Yeah, I mean, like, they forced
You're
them.
public enemy #1, not private. Public.
Ooh.
True. But
so with that Lord coming,
look,
is
like
there
I
a
told you.
possibility?
Okay, what did you tell me? What did you tell me? Be an analyst.
#1, I'm not an Indonesian.
All right.
So,
Okay, fair enough.
As far as we know.
As far as you know, yes. Ako orang Filipina. That's it. That's all I'm trying to say. So why do you think that I would favor?
Oh, look at Chippy. Chippy is interrupting this conversation to just jump in, and they might just find that finish. Zorn still have his ultimate. Zorn might go in, and look at Team Geek to reach the to split Homeboys apart. Razel might find the base. Razel did find the base. Look at the base. Look at the base. Look at the base. It's down. It is down, and everything has went down. We can see here that that Team Homeboys was sharp as a sword, focused as the laser, and quieter than the Desert Knight. They take a full sweep and they take it back home. Boys.
Homeboys is able to win this match 2-0 in this best of 3 against Geek Fam. Congratulations to Homeboys.
Can I talk
Yeah,
now?
now you can breathe.
Now you
Now
can
I
talk.
can-
Now
It's
you
all
can
over,
talk.
right?
Please,
All right.
please. The floor is yours, Habibi.
I think Zorn was phenomenal in this game, and also the fact that they picked up that Minotaur. So I thought that maybe this could be the ban instead of the Joe. I think that when you were asking me, it could be the heroes for the roamers. That should be one of the bans. How it is good versus assassins. I think that it's weird, right? Because typically when you're looking at assassins, you want to go for hard lockdown. Your typical Franco, your Kaja.
Yeah.
These are the heroes that lock down